The next moment, Jack discovered himself suddenly at the dog-eat-dog-old reunion party. He thought perhaps this is a new chance in life. He then noticed the note in the corner and set off for Florida's damn early next day, full of joy. Before long, he found himself at a roadside restaurant buried under the sea called Glass Island. This wasn't your average spot, it was the Wild West, the locals sub-rolling as the main form of communication, and even the police were like, yeah, good luck with that. You can imagine how chaotic it was. On Jack's very first day, he ran into a gang looking for a stage at the restaurant. These were the heritage of the land. These guys weren't new to trouble. Seeing his bartender bullied, Jack stepped in, but the thugs ignored him. With smiling faces, they made some teasing remarks and then called Jack outdoors, as if he wouldn't recognize a prank when confronted with one. Jack didn't rush to throw punches. He kindly asked them to leave first. When that didn't work, he brought out his secret weapon. In less than a minute, the thugs felt like paused, an unexpected revolution. Jack even generously drove them to the hospital, where the doctors could deal with their injuries. That's the place where Jack met the most important girl in his life, Lisa. Their first chat was a bit rocky, but it definitely left an impression since he had just fought the Landon family upon arrival. That night, after returning home, Jack sat down for a chat with Frankie. Frankie filled him in on how almost all public amenities on Glass Island were funded by the Landon family. The big cheese of the Landons had just landed in jail, and his son, Kane, was itching to prove himself before Daddy got out. So, naturally, he planned to turn Frankie's restaurant and the surrounding land into a luxury resort. Think high-class vacation vibes. Frankie wasn't having any of it, so Kane sent his goons to harass her until she gave. After listening, Jack chose to stay, moving on to Frankie's old boat to start his nautical life. Before nightfall, Frankie's uncle found Jack and warned him about the alligators in the lake. He even mentioned that his dog had turned into an alligator snack, so Jack should definitely watch his back. Gazing at the ominous lake and the twinkling stars, Jack had a new hope for his future. The next morning, Jack's name echoed through the town as everyone greeted him with enthusiasm. He was surprised by all the attention. After talking to a girl at the bookstore, Jack learned the truth. The townspeople had long been oppressed by the Landon family. When they heard Jack had taken down one of Landon's thugs, everyone felt a rush of excitement and cheered for him. But just as they were chatting, chaos erupted outside. One of Landon's goons was bullying the local store owner. The little girl couldn't take it anymore, so she grabbed a baseball bat and dashed out, with Jack right behind her. Upon seeing Jack, the thug instantly went soft and took off in his truck, totally disrupting Kane's plans. Jack swiftly pulled the goon aboard, and when he learned some men were in hospital, Kane nearly exploded. This is absolutely beyond acceptance. Consumed by rage, Kane instructed his henchmen to come up with ways to teach Jack a harsh lesson. Since Jack thrashed Kane's goon, the restaurant was extremely peaceful. No one dared to cause trouble because they all knew Jack was not one to mess with. One day, while Jack was grabbing a bite, he bumped into that fierce Dr. Lisa again. Lisa marched right up to Jack with a warning, and he thanked her for looking out. Subtitles, but Jack thought to himself, incapable of dealing with this. However, not long after he set off, he heard the roaring sound of a pickup truck coming from behind him. He spun around just in time to see the truck barreling toward him, but he rolled quickly and dodged it. But the driver, furious about missing him, hit reverse and charged back, and Jack leaped onto the back of the truck. However, this driver clearly needed more lessons as he crashed right through the bridge's railings. Jack and the truck fell into the river, but after twists he surfaced, showing some skills. He just wanted a good night's sleep, but to his surprise, a blonde thug was waiting for him with a gun. It was so unfriendly. Before Jack could even say a word, he was already attacking. The thug was clearly out of his league. The subtitles show Jack promptly threw the blonde dog out of the window, landing him right into the water. Jack just wanted to teach him a lesson, but to his horror, an alligator surfaced right after. Before the thug even realized what was happening, the gator pulled him under. Jack strained to pull him back to the surface. The alligator went into its death roll, easily snapping the line. Sure enough, the next day, Kane sent his goons to track Jack down. Talked to Jack. The man flashed a gun, expecting compliance, but Jack wasn't backing down. That sounds like a diversion, Jack retorted, snatching the gun and unloading the bullets. Another henchman saw this and immediately surrendered. But Kane was fuming. He finally had a chance to prove himself, only to be disrupted by a punk bodyguard. While Kane was venting to his goons, his phone suddenly rang. It was his father. Kane realized immediately that his father had heard about the recent mess, so he braced for a grilling. Without hesitation, he hurled the phone into the sea, as if that was the only solution.